Hey, it's Bluebeard. I am Tommy now. The shit that's going on, mate. Like I said, this is fucking war. Well, yeah, I am Tommy Free, I am Tommy Rally. We need to do more, but baby steps like this. Hope this is a good turnout. Antifa. Let's play, motherfuckers. Anyway, hope to see you all there. And let's make this a show that I'll never forget. Cooks, convicts, all the way. Love you all. Antifa, yeah, be a good look at that. Fuck you. Straight back to the hell you come from.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming out today. For those of you on the outskirts, come on in if you stand for freedom. If you stand for democratic free rights, the basic human right of freedom of speech, of freedom of press, then come in here and stand with us against a government that has acted out to try shut down this freedom from a hero, a legend that fights for us day in, day out. Free Tommy, free him now.
Free Tommy!
Now for those of you, and this is a big thing, look at this, overnight, we announced this rally about 24 hours ago. The Australian Liberty Alliance announced that they're going to form this rally, and in one night, on a working day, I don't know how many people we have, but it is unbelievable. And I just got off the phone about half an hour ago. I got word that Tommy's wife had spoken to Tommy just moments ago for the first time and let him know that we are rallying here in Melbourne, and he was in tears. So Tommy knows about it. We stand with Tommy just as Tommy has stood for years with us and for us. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! So, for those of you that don't know the backstory, Tommy, there we go. We've got another genius there from grade 3 that learned the word racist. I guess I'm a Nazi too, you. Anyways, so Tommy Robinson was outside of a courthouse in Britain, outside of a courthouse where he was reporting, as a reporter does, on a grooming gang, a Muslim grooming gang that were up for charges, 29 men, for raping kids as young as 11 years old. No other media was there. Tommy was, and I was there, I was watching it live. I saw it all unfold before my eyes, And Tommy was being cautious because he was on a suspended sentence for only a couple of months ago, a similar thing. So he was being really careful not to cross the lines of contempt. He was being really careful not to film where you're not allowed to. He saw the judge from the second story there looking and pointing, and he's saying to the camera, and he's asking her, he goes, I'm not breaking the law, I'm not breaking the contempt, am I okay? Suddenly, the video ends with him being surrounded by police, and and I want to make this clear. I want to make this clear, guys. This is not a problem. This is not a problem about us against the police, not here, not in Britain. It is about the command. It is about the government who gives these people orders. Tommy is a political prisoner, nothing less. Yes, Sadiq Khan is certainly behind it.
He's a journalist.
Now he was there reporting. They surrounded him under the charge of breaching the peace. Now anybody that saw that live feed could not believe that they were using the term breaching the peace. In fact, Tommy was attacked.
Yes.
He was punched.
Yes.
He did not even exercise his right to self-defense. He didn't even protect himself. He pointed it out to the local law enforcement who refused to act. Tommy was taken in under this so-called breach of the peace, and within 2 hours, this is unheard of, within 2 hours, he was in front of a judge and he was jailed for 13 months.
No trial.
It's high treason.
Now,
No trial.
for those of you that know Tommy's history, he's been fighting for us for years.
Yeah.
And he's been through this. He's been a political prisoner before where they've trapped him on technicalities. The last time he was in jail, where you would think that the jail is 70% of people who want him dead, nothing less.
Yes.
You would think that the government would protect him. Well, he was put in a room with about 10 of those people, and he had his face kicked in. If you've ever seen Tommy's videos, he's got a beautiful smile, but let me tell you what, it's fake. His full mouth is fake teeth because he's had his face smashed in last time in jail, and this time it's a death sentence. We demand that the government steps in and frees Tommy now. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Now, if you've noticed, guys, there's no media.
Yes.
Why?
So you guys at home watching this, share it with the world. Because the media will not do it. The media refuses to report on gangs raping kids. But they'll be the first to report on someone getting offended on Twitter, and that is something Tommy pointed out moments before he was arrested. We need to start standing for what is right. We need to, and I'm not talking to you guys here because you obviously are doing so. But we need the country, we need the world, we need Western civilization to stand up. Because this is the first step to fascism. Shutting down free speech, locking up journalists with the hope they get killed is the beginning, the first steps of a fascist government. And if you think Tommy's story has nothing to do with us here in Melbourne, Australia, you are a moron.
Yes.
Because our mother country, whatever happens there, is important here later. Their problems are our problems.
Yes.
Tommy fighting for them is Tommy fighting for us. So today we fight for Tommy, and we will not stop till he is freed. We will not stop no matter what, because this is a declaration of war. A war on our Western free democratic way of life that we love and cherish so bloody much. Hey, Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy Robinson.
Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy Robinson.
Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy Robinson.
Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy, Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy Robinson.
So, to add insult to injury, not only was he arrested, not only was he jailed for 13 months in an unprecedented... You look at these Apex gang, you know, it takes about a year for them to get charged, and then they'll get a probation. Tommy, within 2 hours, was in jail for 13 months. But to add in shame. But to add insult to injury, the judge had what we call in Hebrew the chutzpah, the what's the
Balls.
Not the balls. Balls is a
that
good
balls?
thing. Had the cheek, had the nerve to put a gag order. Now it looks like the Australian media, which don't have to, the gag order's not here, but yet they don't care about Tommy, because Tommy to them is a bunch of names.
Disgrace on the Australian.
But one thing I want to point out, guys. One thing I want to point out is that whenever the mainstream media have a story on Tommy, they always start it with the former EDL leader Tommy Robinson. But they never explain why he's the former. So I'm going to do that here and share it with the world, because this is the truth. This is the truth the media does not want to spread, because it goes against their narrative. The truth is that Tommy left the EDL, which he founded for good reason. He left it because anti-Semitism and neo-Nazi elements were taking over, and he could no longer control. This is the man they call a racist. This is the man of principle. This is a man that stands for what is right, even when it's unpopular, even amongst his own followers. He will not cower. He is not afraid, and we need to stand with him, because if he falls, we fall. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Hey! Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy Robinson! Hey! Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Now I have a message to Tommy's family. Tommy, I know your wife will probably watch this. Just know, we know that you are living through hell. The family's living through hell. But know this, look, Melbourne, Australia, how many people on a working day, and there was a few people here, I'm not going to point them out because they have businesses, that have come here, have closed their businesses to stand on a business, on a day that they should be earning money. They've come here because we feel your pain. We feel your pain. They hurt you. They hurt us. We are with you till the end, because we love you. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! So I was introduced. I did an interview about I think 6 months ago in Israel with a victim of terror that almost died, and her friend was chopped up in front of her. A good friend of Tommy's. In fact, Tommy stayed at her house in Israel when he went there to seek the truth, as Tommy does. And she introduced me on a personal level to Tommy, and over the last few months I've grown a bit of a relationship with Tommy. And when you hear the media, when you hear our politicians, when you hear those who are supposed to represent us or spread the truth, label him, and these blood libels against him try to smear him, when we know the truth is Tommy Robinson is far from a racist. Tommy Robinson is somebody that stands on principle. He stands up for what he believes in. In fact, if we were all Tommies, we would not be heading the way we are going. So today I declare and use the hashtag, I am Tommy. We all are Tommy. I am 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 Tommy. Hey, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Hey. Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy Robinson! So when we got here a bit early, and it was amazing. It was heartwarming to see so many people already got here. I was afraid this morning. I was a little bit nervous that I would come here and stand here alone. And as you can see, I'm not so tall and so big. I wouldn't have had much impact. And it was so great to see so many people came out. And for those of you that were here early, the consulate went down into lockdown, and they put a big sign on the door that, what are they so afraid of? What are they so scared of? Tommy! If we are in a free Western democratic society, be transparent. What are you doing with Tommy? Why are you trying to hide the truth? Why was first the case under a gag order and now Tommy? What are you scared of? Because the bottom line is, the more you try to silence us, the more you try to put gag orders on the media, the louder we will become. The bigger we are, and around the world we stand with Tommy. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy, Tommy Robinson!
Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy!
Tommy, Tommy Robinson!
Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy,
Tommy, Tommy, Tommy Robinson!
So I want to thank, by the way, Australian Liberty Alliance. The moment that I said I'm going to stand with Tommy, they said, Avi, you don't have to ask us, you just have to tell us, and we're behind you. So thanks, guys, from Australian Liberty Alliance. Thank you. You know, because we're missing, we don't have enough voices in Australia that are willing to stand up and call it as it is. And when somebody does it, no matter which side of the political divide they are, you must recognise it and pat them on the back. And today, standing here for Tommy is not a left and right issue.
That's true.
This is about whether you stand for your basic human rights, whether you stand for your freedom of speech. If you want the media to have the rights of freedom of publication of anything, freedom to report, freedom of journalists to not be targeted simply for sharing the truth. Because we haven't done it enough. Free Tommy now! 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 Free Tommy now!
Free Tommy now! Free Tommy now!
Free Tommy now! Free Tommy now!
Free Tommy now! Free Tommy now! Free Tommy now!
The thing that is mind-boggling is that those sentenced for those horrific crimes, some of them are going to get less than Tommy. Less than Tommy for raping little kids. Shame on the British authorities. Shame on you. For those of you who, and I'm sorry that we need to paint the picture, the people that Tommy was exposing on that day and being very careful about it. In fact, he was reading from publications that were already public information. He said to us on the live feed, he said, guys, I can't even give you the results of the sentencing because I will be in contempt. So I'm just going to read from the Independent paper. But one of the stories was where a girl, 11 years old, was nailed to the table and gang raped. This is who they're protecting. This is who Tommy may lose his life over. Shame on them. And Aussies overwhelmingly, look at the crowd we have here today. Just get a good view around here. Aussies, stand with Tommy. 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 Hey, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy Robinson. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Hey, Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson. And I do need to recognise one mainstream media that they even mentioned this yesterday on The Outsiders. They mentioned our rally and they are standing up, and the thing is, and they've asked me to send them the footage, which I will. But when you watch it tonight on Sky News, because Sky News is UK based, so they have to adhere to the gag order, they are going to do a story about redacted, Mr. Redacted, and the redacted, the whole thing is going to be that. Read between the lines, I will cut it, and then I will, I might just put a voiceover with Tommy. Hey, Tommy! Tommy Robinson! Hey, Tommy Robinson! Hey! Tommy Robinson! Hey! Tommy Robinson! Now, if you look around this crowd, which is interesting because unfortunately the media is not here to show the alt-right. But what we have here is such a diverse group of people standing up for freedom of speech, standing with Tommy. We have accountants, we have lawyers, we have working class, we have unions, because this is not left or right, we have taxpayers, and most of you have jobs. I'm surprised and pension. We have everything here. This is the kind of diversity we welcome. Diversity of thought, diversity of speech, and diversity worth fighting for.
Even musicians.
Can the musicians please leave? That's a line I'm not willing to cross. It's good we can all have a laugh, but the truth is, when the news came out, when I watched that live that night, I did not sleep. I was talking to the guys. I was talking to the guys and trying to find out what's going on. It was so hard to get information, and even from the guys really close to Tommy, and I was just in shock. And you just saw the reaction on live. People were just horrified. and shocked that in 2018, you know, they can pull you one on breach of the peace. If everybody was as peaceful as Tommy was at that moment, we would have no wars.
And he was assaulted on that day.
Even when being assaulted, did not even fight back. So they got him on this ridiculous thing, and then about an hour later, suddenly we saw the court appearance for contempt of court, and you're just like, what is happening in this world in 2018? A man, a journalist, hell, probably one of the only real journalists today who are willing to call it as it is, no matter what. And do not think that he chooses only one group. Remember, he quit the EDL because his own people started to cross a line he did not want to cross. So this is a man of principle. This is a journalist who stands for what is right and reports what is right and true. He was arrested in front of 11,000 people who were watching at the time with me. 2.5 million people watched that video in the next hour of that.
Yes.
What does that tell you? Now the entire world has seen it, except probably the northern province of Iraq. But everybody else in the world, they tried to put a gag order in. They tried to shut us down. They tried to make it so nobody could care for Tommy. But now the whole world is woke. And share the videos, share the support, let everyone know. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep fighting for Tommy. We're not going to stop, because Tommy, we are Tommy. Tommy is us. Tommy fights for us. We fight for Tommy. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Thank you very much for everyone coming out tonight. Tommy, we love you. We will not stop fighting. And we will continue to march for Tommy if we have to. Free Tommy now. Don't stop chanting. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy! Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy! I see so many people. Tommy, Tommy! It's Melbourne, Australia. Tommy Robinson! Show it on your... Tommy, Tommy! Tommy Robinson! Tommy Robinson! Now, yesterday there was a petition that went up, a petition to free Tommy immediately. And the petition, was sent it to me and it was like 20,000. Overnight there's like over 300,000 signatures. Well done to everyone that's on it. Go home, guys at home as well, go home. Jump on your phone, find the petition, it's a change.org petition, sign it. We want millions of names because millions of people know and millions of people care about our freedoms. Again, not left or right. This is about right and wrong. And guys, this is not the end of the fight, this is the beginning of the fight. I know a lot of people at home complained that it was a Monday, and I get it. We're not communists and we work. And, you know, my response to people was, firstly, we wanted to capture a time that the consulates opened, didn't realise they were going to lockdown. Cowards. But that was the first point. And I said to people, listen, Tommy has sacrificed years for us, for the cause, for our freedoms, to fight for us, so we can give up half a day and sacrifice that and pull a sickie. Hopefully your boss doesn't see you on my live feed.
Don't forget his teeth.
But we're here today and we are standing and we did sacrifice half a day, but we will keep marching. We will do another rally on a weekend for Tommy where thousands and thousands will stand with us. So make sure, guys, we're going to be following it. I'm talking to them over there and I'm making sure we get the information as it comes out. If they do not free Tommy, we will march. And we'll march again, and we'll march again, because like I said, it was a declaration of war on our freedoms. Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Guys, we're gonna call it now. I want to thank each and every one of you who came out today to stand for what is right, to stand with Tommy and make sure to keep on top of it because he's the beginning of our fight. Thank you to the Australian Liberty Alliance for putting this together, making it happen and backing our freedoms. God bless you all. God bless Australia. And may God bless, I don't believe in God, I don't even know what I'm saying now. May the powers to be protect Tommy until he's out safe and free. Thank you.
Great. How good's this? Everyone come out today. Brilliant. Have a look around. Show it around. Look. Thanks, mate. Show it around, show it around, show it around.
Get the back of my head. Get the back of my head.
Look at that. 250, I'd say. 250 turning out. Not a bad effort for a Monday. Shows that people actually care. A lot of people I've never seen before, which is grouse.
No, I've got you one. No, that's a call.
I just want to get a wide view. See. All right, boys.
What's going on, mate?
Oh, you know, best thing in here.
How you doing, mate? Best thing you can do to the lefty, mate.
Just ready to get packs, bro. Back. The TBC crew. Doing it true. Thanks, bro. Where's Tiny?
Hey?
Where's Tiny?
I don't know. Yeah. She's over there. Most of it.
Oh? Alright, let's open the city guys. How we doing, man?
Yeah, same here.
Good to see you, bro.
Did you just flood that from a lefty before or what?
No, man. They run too fast when they see me. You know, V was Catholic. Yeah. All these lefties got V masks on, they don't get it.
I think it's hilarious. It's like, did you even watch V for Vendetta? Did the whole plot just like go over your head?
Ever watch somebody watch a TV or movie? They don't get it. What's going on? This is the true fucking V moment.
That's it. Remember the 5th of November.
Alright, bro.
Good to see you again, brother.
Good on. Thanks for coming, Don. Tommy Robertson. Oh, sorry. Tommy Robertson. Tommy Robertson.
Make Victoria great again.
Yeah, they changed it to blue. Fuck the Reds.
How's Neil going?
He's alright. Flat out working. As you do. Flat, got work to come here today.
No worries, guys. Thanks, brother. Good on you.
Thank you, brother. Good on you, brother. Good. You behaved. That's what I like to see.
We spoke yesterday.
Well,
I'm going to try and get free time now and show people.
what do you want to get a free Tommy now or what?
One of them ones.
I've got a bunch of what do you want? What, brother? Oh, they're inside this. They're inside the video.
Hey, come here.
What do you want to do? Come here, mine. They're from Geelong. No, it doesn't have one. I'm always in this.
Oh, really?
All right, darling? Love ya. You should know what that means. He's Catholic.
Nice look, mate. Nice look.
Am I wrong? What's your message to everyone? You know what? When we spoke, you said it perfectly. You articulated it. You told me why you stand for Tommy and why you support Tommy and why you support like Imam Khalid, who is a reformer, I guess. Another Shia reformer.
Beer o'clock, bro.
I wish.
Why not?
I haven't been paid. I'm waiting for payment because boss.
Your wish is my command, bro. I'll get a jug.
Wish I was alive. Hey, bud.
I'll get some more footage around here.
What's going on?
Free Tommy.
This activist is jailed for reporting on Muslim rape gang. So he was reporting on the trial. He got jailed for 13 months. Where? UK.
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy Robinson. Yeah. If you just Google Tommy Robinson, you'll find out who that is.
Say a few words on the live stream, the Unchecked.
Unshackled. Oh, yeah, why not? I know. What am I going to say? Free Tommy. Well, today could have been a better turnout, but you work with what you got. Monday, last minute. It's good enough for now.
Yeah, I mean, if we had this on a weekend, like, it would have been hundreds more people.
You know, weekend's easy, but life's not easy, mate. We're going to get out and do what we have to do. This is a war, plain and simple. You know, we're not going to win it on a part-time sort of basis, you know what I mean? This is all out war. They've got the guns, they've got the media, they've got the education system, they've got the New World Order behind them. We're just a bunch of, you know, working stiffs, unemployed, pensioners, you know, phone cameras, a bit of trolling, a bit of Aussie lyric and spirit, but we're going to kick it up a bit more.
Where's Neil say?
Ah, mate, Neil. He's shadow banned.
Oh, right.
He's going to keep quiet. But he's around here somewhere. All right, let's go for a beer o'clock.
There we go.